Alright, hey, what's up? I'm back. Been a while, but I'm here. And let's talk about the Women's World Cup. I don't usually like talking about women's cricket because it's like, see, all I'm gonna say is that Australia's the best team of all time, and Australia's gonna win the World Cup. Which, looking at them, Annabelle Sutherland is on fire. Alana King is on fire. And even then, Alyssa Healy's on fire. She's like what 35? Yeah, she's 35. She's like, I'm not doing a script by the way if you can't tell, but Alyssa Healy's 35. I think she might be injured, but even then, you have Beth Mooney, who's also a pretty good keeper. You have Phoebe Litchfield, also a pretty good keeper. You have or a pretty good batter. You're a pretty good opener. You have Georgia Vole, who is the replacement, I believe, and she's also a pretty good player as well. She's had a great start to her career. An average of 60 in her 298 ODIs and a strike rate of 108. Australia is just like insane. Their team is absolutely amazing, but I still do want to talk about them. Talk about the Women's World Cup in general. So let's just talk about England versus South Africa. England definitely have England's winning this. I feel like if the first best team is Australia, second best team is England, third best team probably West Indies. Well, in history it's probably West Indies. In reality, it's probably India, then New Zealand, and then probably South Africa. I think maybe New Zealand and India could be switched up. I don't know, but see. Australia is the best team in women's cricket history. Okay, there's no beating Australia. They're probably the best team in cricket history. Australia's insane in women's cricket specifically though. They've dominated like no other team has. So obviously they're gonna win the World Cup. I've already talked about Australia. Did they lose a match? I think they might have like lost one, or they might have had like. Did they have? They had only one no result. Okay, that's crazy. Yeah, they've won every single match except for one no result, and keeping them. First of all, keeping a World Cup in India at this time of year, terrible idea. It's always gonna rain, but I feel like this year has been like really bad. Even 2023, the World Cup was at the same. It was around the same time, but it wasn't this bad with rain. I feel like that was a bit later though. It was like around. I think it started mid October, and this one started like late September. Okay, I think yeah. Let's talk. England, pretty good team. England has a solid team. It's like their team. They haven't had standout performers. Their team has not had standout performers. Heather Knight has been great. Nat Cyberbrunt. I never know how to pronounce her name, but she's been amazing. She's a gem of a cricketer. She's an insane cricketer. Then you have I don't think there's much on the bowling side honestly for England. But they're mainly in like an all-round team. They have someone like Sophie Ecclestone, also really good, also a really good cricketer. They're a very experienced team. This is like that's why they're going to beat South Africa. They're a very very experienced team. They have a lot of good players. England is just on top of South Africa at this point. I feel like England's main strength right now is not like one player specifically. Like a lot of other teams, I think even Australia, like it's just like three or four players who are like really really good. Alana King, Alyssa Healy was really good, but they also do have like a lot of good team composition, which is why they're gonna win. But I already talked about Australia. I keep going back to Australia. I shouldn't keep going back to Australia. England has a very good team composition together. It is very spinner friendly though, which is not like what is it? It's happening in Guwahati. Very 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 spinner free, spinner friendly. So England is definitely going to win this. South Africa do not have the better spin. Yeah, they do not have the better spin attack. Like obviously for England, they have players like Sophie Ecclestone, Sarah Glenn, Charlie Dean. I think Charlie Dean even in the squad. I haven't been watching this very much. I'm just like trying to figure out what's going on. Like I haven't been watching the Women's World Cup as much as I wanted to. Haven't been all that free. School has been pretty hard. If you know, you know. So like Charlie Dean is very dangerous. Sophie Ecclestone, she's off break, right? Or slow left arm orthodox. Yeah, same thing. She's a left arm spinner, so obviously they are very dangerous in this in this on this pitch. compared to South Africa's spin attack, you barely have anyone, right? South Africa's spin attack has hardly any spinners. They have dude, I cannot pronounce some of these names, but Laba, I've never heard. I don't really hear that name all that much. Chloe Tyron, I think she played a couple games in this World Cup. I might be completely wrong though. Those are the main spinners. Luce also a pretty good spinner, but they obviously are not compared to Sophie Ecclestone. The experience of Sophie Ecclestone, Charlie Dean. I think she's relatively new. She's only played. She's played quite a lot. 51, not too bad. She has an average of 23 though, so hard to beat that. You have Charlie Dean, the immense talent. You have Sarah Glenn. It's just very much out of South Africa's control. Sarah Glenn's a very new in air quotes. In ODI, she's like not as experienced, and but she has an average of 24. That's pretty good. Maybe not for women's cricket, but it's like not even that bad. Okay, and she's a part timer, isn't she? Might be completely wrong. No, she's not a part timer. My fault. Yeah, and also England's batting. Maybe not the. It's not the best batting, but their spin makes up for it so much. England have been the best bowling side in this entire World Cup. I would say they're better than in the World Cup. They're better than Australia in this specific Women's World Cup. Not of all time, but in this specific Women's World Cup, I think they've been like better, if not with their bowling. I feel like they've been better than Australia. They did lose to Australia though, but I still think that was just insane stuff for Annabelle Sutherland and Ashley Gardner. I believe she scored 100, right? Yeah, Ashley Gardner. That was just insane stuff from them. And even Elise Perry didn't even score that much against them. That's the thing. Like, this South Africa team, or this Australia team is insane. But I feel like even, like, they're not even that bad. England spinners are really good this year. And their bowling has been their strength. Their batting has been a bit lackluster. Like, there hasn't really been much. There's been Tammy Beaumont. I think Heather Knight hit a pretty good 100, I believe, and then Nat Silverbrunt also hit a pretty good 100. Don't believe anyone else has like done any actual thing with the bat for England this World Cup. There hasn't with the bat, they've really just like lost like 8 wickets every single match. I don't really know the stats, obviously, but they have not been great with the bat. But they did bowl out South Africa for 69, and I feel like this South African side, their main strength is their batting. I'm saying that as if like they haven't been bowled out for less than 100 by 2 different teams this entire World Cup. But the South Africa team, like I feel like they've been really solid, but like the South Africa team, it hasn't been their best World Cup, is all I have to say. They've really just been carried by a lot of Laura Wolfhard, because that's usually what happens with South Africa. They need to get carried. But honestly, they've done really well. Cap has also played some solid knocks here and there. It's been like it's not been too bad. But again, their strength is not their bat. Their strength is their batting. Like 312 for 9 in 40 overs against Pakistan. They do have like their bowling attack is the strength, because their batting is terrible. They only have I feel like their only good batter is Sidra Amin. No one else is good enough to like actually play against anyone else in for Pakistan. But the thing is that target got reduced by like went to 234 from 312. But 312 is still insane. 312 like in a World Cup is still insane. Like it has been that was a great score. So I feel like their main strength is their batting compared to their bowling. Their bowling wasn't as great. They took like obviously they could take some wickets here and there, but they really just get outclassed by spin, as we saw with like Alana King's amazing spell, right? They really just get outclassed by spin. Their bowling is like solid. I already talked about the spinners. The spinners aren't good enough to compete with England. So England is winning that match handily. I feel like South Africa do have a chance if England get unlucky, but that's their only chance if England get unlucky, because there is no way South Africa can win this just on their own merit. I think most of their matches were no results anyway. I need to check the table, but I think Never mind. Most of their matches were DLS affected. What were their wins? I think they won against who did they win against? They won against Bangladesh. They won against Pakistan. Pakistan win was that was a top class win. That was an amazing win. They won against Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka game. They chased down. Their target was 121 and 20 overs. That was. I think this is DLS. They got very unlucky with the DLS. But Sri Lanka did not play well that much either. Again, Laura Wolfhard scored 60 that match, and obviously their opening stand was very strong. Their batting is the best because, like, obviously they have Laura Wolfhard. She's a batter. Like, it's insane. South Africa are getting carried, like, hard. Chloe Tyron did play pretty well against Bangladesh. She took 2, I believe. No, she took 1. Oh, no. It was the batting that was really good. My fault. Dude, I have been so off. Chloe Tyron Cole scored 62 off 69. A very good knock by her. Very good temperament. Honestly, just insane innings. Laura Wolfhard scored 31 of 56 that game. So, gotta give it to her. And she got run out, by the way. Bangladesh's fielding has honestly not been that bad. I think that was their strong suit this entire World Cup. But obviously, we're not talking about Bangladesh today. That will be for a different video. I don't really talk about women's cricket much because all it comes down to is that either this player is an insane feat of it's like an insane player. She's unhuman. That's all it comes to really because most of them are unhuman. I'm not even gonna lie. Half these guys are unhuman. I feel like Laura Wolfhard is a prime example. Unhuman, bro. Sophie Ecclestone, maybe not unhuman, but very, very good. Nat Sarabrunt, unhuman. Alyssa Healy, I would say 35 years old and was able to play like 4 matches. Like, if I was 35, you would not catch me playing, right? She scored 294 runs. She played really well. I keep going back to her. She didn't even play that much. She played like 4 matches, I believe. But anyway, she did score pretty well in all those 4 matches, and she's also a keeper. Don't forget. So, Alyssa Healy, very good cricketer, and then Shamaria Antabatu, also unhuman. Mithali Raj, I wouldn't say she's unhuman, but like, very, very good cricketer. Anyway, that's relevant. We talked about South Africa. We talked about England. Now we talk about India. I feel like the Indian women's team this year, they do have a serious chance to beat Australia. They got very, very close to beating Australia like multiple times, but obviously it is Australia. See, everyone in Indian cricket, they're always like criticizing the women. They can't beat Australia. Can't beat Australia at home. They can't even beat Australia. Bro, they beat Australia in a freaking test match at home. Okay, people don't get how dominant the Australian women have been like ever. Like they're omnipresent, dude. The Australian women's cricket team is one of the most dominant teams like, I don't even know how to explain it, dude. You can compare this to anyone because it's been happening for what? Since like 1990s when women were allowed to play cricket. 30 years they have been the dominating team. England has won a couple. India hasn't won anything. South Africa has done a couple. New Zealand has won like 2, I think. And then West Indies has also won 2 T20 World Cups, I think. 2 or 3, I can't remember. But Australia has been dominating the sport of cricket for 30 years. Like on the women's side. Maybe on the men's side, like men's side it's a little more arguable because like you have T20s and they haven't won like that many T20s but like women's side they've won T20s, they won tests, they won ODIs. It's insane. So I feel like just yelling at them or like criticizing them is kind of crazy because no one can beat this. No one can beat this team. But I feel like Indian women do have a chance. They've done it a lot of times. They've come very, very close. And even in the recent bilateral, India versus Australia, I should look that up. That was an insane match. That was a close one. I watched that live. Oh, that was a heartbreak, dude. I was on break, I believe. That was a heartbreak. That was a crazy match. Anyway, India versus Australia, the semifinal. Okay. Here's how I think this is gonna go. It's gonna come down to very close, but obviously Australia's gonna win. Australia have won the last 5 matches against India, but in ODIs. But this one, second ODIs 2025, pretty recent, 11 days ago. The bilateral that I was talking, not what I was talking about, but a different one. Mandana scored a century. Scored a century in the next one too, in the next match too. Um, I forgot which one it was. It was the third ODI. Was it 43 runs? Oh yeah, they were coming pretty close to chase 412. I was like really like she scored 125 off of 63. That is some insane cricket right there. 52 off 35 from Harmanpreet Kaur. See, this is the thing. This is why I'm saying that they come very close to winning. I was like that's their run a wicket. That was the end of me, bro. I could not watch cricket for like the next 2 days. That was a very good. That was an amazing game. And that's why I feel like they do have a chance. Australia, and also the last match, Australia only won by 3 wickets. That was the closest match that they've come to, and that was only because of Healy's century. And Healy's gone. Healy's gone, by the way. They don't. They're like this is a relatively. This is a weakened Australia, if you know what I'm saying. Obviously they do have like the power of Georgia Wall. She's a good cricketer, but it's not the same. It is not the same, okay? This Australia, like, they might have had the bowling power, but at least Perry is also, like, not in the best form. This is the best time that you can beat Australia. There's no Alyssa Healy. There's no Elise Perry. Well, she's there, but, like, she's not at her prime. This is a really good chance for India to beat Australia. Like, this, remember how I said it was England versus South Africa? I thought it was 80-20. This one is, I feel like I'm going to say 30-70, and I know I'm just going to get a lot of people mad because it might not be 30-70. Like, just be, like, I'm going to get a lot of people mad if I say 30-70. But I feel like it's like 30-70, maybe even 35-65, okay? 35-65 India. It's a very close chance, and that is my prediction. That is all I'm gonna say, because India has a very good team. Deepti Sharma, Kranti Kaur. It's a very versatile team. Lots of good spinners. And they Rashaf Ali. The only problem is Pratika Rawal is gone, and like I was like actually kind of depending on her, but we do have Shefali Verma back, and that is a positive in my opinion. Shefali Verma being back is a huge positive. She's not the best in ODIs, but she loves showing up against Australia, and I hope that she can do that. Because I think that Shefali Verma is very explosive, and that's exactly what this Indian side will need. Again, like if they choose to bat first. Where is this happening? Happening at D.Y. Patel. If they choose to bat first, Shefali Verma will be very. I think even if they choose to bat second, Shefali Verma, she just got called, by the way. If Shefali Verma can score here, this will be one of the greatest. This game will go down in history. Okay, if Shefali Verma can score here, this game will go down in history. Okay, she's gonna be called up one day before, like 2 days, 3 days, 2 or 3 days before the actual game. It's a semifinal. She's been dropped from the side. Like Shefali Verma was supposed to be a generational talent. If she scores here, it's over. Like if she scores here, which I hope she does, because I'm a very big supporter of Shefali Verma. I've been a supporter ever since I started watching cricket, or women's cricket. If she wins, if she scores here, I'll be so happy. But anyway, I feel like India do have a strong side. They have Smriti Mandana, who has obviously scored really well. She's in peak form. This is amazing form. Then you have Deepti Sharma. She's an amazing batter. And she's a pretty good bowler as well. She's a great all-rounder. 19 wickets in the last 10 matches. And also not gone at that bad of an economy rate. 5.63, not too bad. But I feel like that is their main concern. They're leaking too many runs. India is leaking too many runs, and especially in a place like D.Y. Patil, very easy to leak that many runs, which is something that I think that they should focus on when coming up with the theme. Whatever. I feel like there are a lot of important players in this squad. Kratik out is very, very important. They have to take early wickets to actually win this because the Australian middle order has not played as much as people think they have. Well, obviously they haven't because they have not been in the best form. Their top, but like at least Perry gone will be so good for the team. Um, Everyone will have to do a lot here. Snarina will have to at least add some kind of finishing touch. Sri Charini will have to like she'll have to bowl. She'll have to bowl like super economically because she's the like main economical person in this side. There is no other like Deepti Sharma's not that economical, but she's a really good wicket taker. Sneer Rana is or Sri Charini is the one who's like keeping the economy tight. So she's the one who should keep everything tight. Make sure that India can defend or chase down a total. They can chase down 300. I believe that they can chase down 300 if they don't choke. But like obviously this all comes with an asterisk on it because you never know what can happen to the semifinal. Like you never know. I think that I feel like Sophie Ecclestone definitely could choke, but you'll never know. See that's like everything that I say will come with an asterisk because it is very possible for every team to choke except for Australia. So I feel like there are a lot of people who have to keep their economy tight for India, and that's the only way they'll win. It's going to be an uphill battle, but I feel like they have a chance. And that's all I have to say. I mean, like, not much, right? I'll probably talk about like. I feel like I have to talk about Sri Lanka at some point. And I wanted to make a Sri Lanka women's video for so long. I feel like they definitely had a chance to get into this semifinal. I actually thought that they would get into the semifinal pre-tournament. And I also want to talk about Pakistan because, dude, Sidra Amin has been carrying that team for so long. And by the way, 3 no results. 3 no results for Pakistan. That's the most no results except for Sri Lanka. I feel like if Sri Lanka had one non-rained out game, they could have gone into the semifinals. But oh well. You never know. Australia has been super dominant, so that's my prediction for who's going to win. Australia is going to win against India, but if India does win, it will be a match that goes down in history. And England will win against South Africa, pretty obviously. But I feel like the England win against South Africa, it won't be like super dominant. Like I was saying, like England has a way better team. Whatever I was saying. I don't think it will be super dominant. I feel like it could it's just going to be that the spinners come out on top. That's the main issue. That's like the main issue for South Africa. I don't think it will be like they're going to win by 10 wickets or something. But they were bowled out for 69 in their in their first game. So I feel like South Africa either clicks or they don't. That's been their entire story this entire World Cup campaign. And who knows? Maybe they will click. Maybe they won't click. I don't know. I have a feeling that they won't because their batting has just not been powerful enough for them to click. So I'm as I said, England's gonna win. But it won't be super dominant like I was saying. And also I talked about India for way too long. I'm really supportive of this Indian women's team. I have a good feeling about this game against Australia. For them. Oh shoot, dude. Oh no, that's the T20, dude. I was like, wait, the game starts in 5 hours. I am making this way too late. It doesn't. The game starts in 6 hours. 6 or 7 hours. Yeah, that's where I'll end it. That was pretty funny. Okay, bye.